Bohdan Temnyks, you just came off the back of a second place at Worlds and you decided to play the same archetype again. What's that about?
I own no other cards, so I decided to play my Altergeist strategy with mixed match rarities. I've got Euro print cards, American cards. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Luckily, the only thing I've really changed is the sleeves on this deck, so let's get started.
Shout outs to Furman.
Yeah, shout outs to Furman and Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. So I played Altergeist this weekend. I played this one. It's really good against Pure, and it's just good against like general matchups when they start slow, and it's good with Village, which is in my side deck. Then I played two of this one. I played mixed rarities because sometimes you draw two, but I still draw two all the time. Drawing this card is just terrible, but there were some games where I just won with it, which is weird. And then 3 Marionetta. You have to play 3. Some people play 2. That's incorrect. Then 3 Multi-Faker. That's like the standard lineup. It's pretty good. Like, what other ones would anyone want to play? Even play the level 1, I guess. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, just kidding. I do play the level 1. My bad. That was strictly intentional. 3 Ash again. Some Americans, some mixed rarity. This card's like average at best. You need it against Pure going second. I sided out going first against Pure though. I don't think it's very good. 3 Shed Ride again. Pure Sky Striker was one of the most represented deck. So Josh and I decided that maybe this would just be the card to just accelerate us ahead. It essentially stops them for a turn. Otherwise, they give you so many cards that you can sort of just come back and like you see your win condition, which is this guy, but. Desires. It was originally 3, and then I kept banishing a lot of cards, but I played against True Draco, which everyone says is a really hard matchup. I banished 3 Multi-Faker, 1 Malusik, a Sokoitis, and a Marionetta, and I beat him. So that was very fun. So True Draco is the buy. Then I played the God card, which literally won me so many games it should be banned. And then I played these. Where's my... There it is. I played these. Maybe a second of this would be okay if I played more Desires, but again, like this is a card that isn't good unless you're already playing, so it's whatever. And then mixed rarities again. I'd rather set this with Marionetta than draw it, but sometimes drawing it is okay. I feel like if you play Duality, you could probably play 3. It's pretty good. Then I played 3 Heavy Storm Duster, which is like just overlaps across like the entire field except for like weird decks like Goki. Even then you can hit mid-breaker field with it, which is cool. There's also like a cool interaction that I learned this weekend where if your opponent has, let's say, impermanents lined up with like, in theory we'll say a floodgate, but like how about here we'll say like a personal spoofing, and you have this set and they have like another set card. If they activate impermanence targeting your monster in this lineup, like in chain to this, you can chain this and then like kill this, and then people just don't read the card. It won't negate the spoofing anymore. Wild. So that was pretty cool. Learning that this weekend was great. I'm going to use that in some events, hopefully. Then I played 1 Judgment, again, the God card. Probably shouldn't be legal, but it's fair enough that it is. Alongside Judgment was these ones. These is really good against Pure. I think this is probably like one of the best cards of like the weekend. I've seen a lot of people just say like, I've just lost straight up to like Warning or Strike. It's really good when they're already playing, like going first, and then going second, you can just set it. And they're not winning if they're not like linking or summoning, and they only have so many ways to summon dudes and get back Rays, and like there's only 3 Rays in a deck. They see it as often as they want, but there's still only 3 Rays in a deck, so you'll just activate this and cut them off Ray, which is basically the whole premise of the deck. Cut them off Ray and then hope for the best. 3 Spoofing, standard. 3 Mind Crush. This wasn't in my deck. It was kind of average, but then in practice in the entire tournament it was just insane. There's some times where you have to hold back like a kind of like semi-high value card, but then this also acts as a high value card. Drawing 2 is also really good. I think you have to play 3 given the field like in Europe, but I can see myself, like, I generally side 1 out going second. It just doesn't seem as good as some of the other cards that I'm siding in, but like when you draw 2, it's just insane. Against engages, it's insane, like when your opponent adds 2 engages, you know? Impermanence, again, I think this card isn't very good. The only reason it's in this deck is because it's a trap, and I can impermanence Multi-Faker, which doesn't happen. That's a lie. That's like one of those top 10 spooky facts or something. But yeah, like this card's just awful. So I don't think it deserves the price tag that it has, but if you're playing Altergeist, you actually just have to have this card. I played 41 cards. extra deck was 3, this. Generally, these are the only cards you summon. I side Mind Control, which is why I use this. And then we have a bunch of cool like utility cards. So Unicorn, I summoned this a couple times, I guess. This one I summoned off Waking the Dragons. This one comes up against Pure again, cut off the Ray. Just a lot of stuff that climbs like from the Hextears and the Link Reaver sticking on board. Hextear just like can replace itself getting a manifestation or any other card, which is just really powerful. So like making one of these is fine. Phoenix never came up, but again, like utility card. This never played Gurki or Hero or anything, so irrelevant. I sided Cherries, probably shouldn't have. This outs random big monsters and also has like some OTK potential when you have like multiple dudes and you have to like try and kill them in one turn, maybe because of time or like they're putting you on a clock with something else. Clara, Village, but I don't think it's like as needed. It's generally just not that good. A second Link Reaver almost would have been a lot better, given like people are playing Shark Cannon and like there's some Call by the Grave in the format, but it's whatever. Ningrisu, basically the same as Unicorn, except like it doesn't target. That's kind of cool. Borrowload again never came up. It's just like the same application with this. Like you can summon it sometimes and kill them or like answer big threats. And then I played this. This one just randomly won me games with like Waking the Dragons because people don't respect set cards. And when they do, it's generally good for you as well because you want to be able to flip your cards when you want to, not when your opponent forces you to. Which is why I originally didn't like Strike, but Strike is just so high value that you just have to play it now. So then my side deck was just way more cards for Pure, I guess. 2 and 2. This only when I'm going first. This is just Cold Wave going second. Like they have to answer it. And when they have Twin, you can like give them really uneven trades, which I think is insane. It's just another win condition against Pure, and then like some other spell heavy decks. Just sticks to the board like Imperial, I guess. And then I played this one. Just going first against most decks that have removal, and like against Draco, it's like really, really strong. I regret siding 3. Maybe it just should have been 2. Josh said it's just like one of the better cards, but I don't think it is. Against Draco, I resolved 2 of these, and I summoned a Ultimate Falcon pointing below a Link Reaver. He answered my board, and then he killed another one. I still had the Falcon, mind you. So I summoned a Boral Sword up top, and his Gozen was just irrelevant because they're both darks, which was actually really cool against Draco. 2 Mind Control, steal the Ray, cut them off the Ray. Ray doesn't exist. This, I don't side this against Pure. I think it's terrible against Pure. They just accumulate so many cards, and like this is just like a -1 and it doesn't achieve anything. So I only sided against Gurki. I thought about it against the mirror match, but I don't think it's worth it. The games like where they hex you multiple times, like those are the games that you're probably losing anyway because they have more cards than you do. And like this taking away a card just doesn't help you. And then 3 border for the auto win against like Trickstar and Altergeist. I wasn't originally using this card, but after getting destroyed by my boy Wang Chia-chan at Worlds, I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And then I got 3 this weekend, and it proved to be pretty good. So yeah, that's my deck.
Shoutouts.
Any last words?
Shout out to my fallen comrade Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles. It happens, you know, sometimes people are snakes.
Careful.
Sorry, we got a hat. Oh, my head's very big.
Don't forget your Instagram.
You gotta say it.
Oh, sorry, I learned a lot of German this weekend, so ich bin ein best Altergeist Spieler in der Welt.
It's auf der Welt.
Shut up. Oh, and shout out to Aaron Chase Furman and all the other Australians that came with me.
And the Instagram.
And my Instagram, at BohdanOfficial_.